So, up to this point, we've been developing a model of our firm. And the key model that we're going to end up using is one, the key elements of everything that we've done up to this point that are important are marginal cost, because we said, as we'll see later, but I've explained before, that tells the firm how many units it should make, and average cost, because that tells you whether overall your price is high enough to make a profit. So, and marginal cost goes to the minimum point of the average cost curve, and that's of all the different cost curves that we've looked at so far, those are the two that we're going to end up using quite a lot. So that's a representative firm. It has initially increasing and then diminishing returns to a variable factor. In the short, this is, of course, its short run average cost, because that's the operating period. As scale changes, maybe these lines move and so on. So what we've got to ask ourselves is, well, okay, fine. So what is the firm going to do? And for that, we need to know something about the firm's revenue, because we said that the aim of firms, our assumption is that firms are going to maximise their profits. So we've got costs. What about revenue? But revenue is going to depend on the surroundings of the firm. What is the market structure in which it's operating? And by market structure, I'm talking about what is the structure of the market? What does that market look like? In particular, how competitive is it? And what we can do is we can construct a spectrum of competitiveness. At one end, the least competitive market structure. Then we've got monopoly. The firm is all by itself. In what's called a pure monopoly, there is literally only one firm. One firm has 100% of the market. It has 100% concentration ratio. So that's totally uncompetitive. At the opposite end, and the thing that we're going to turn to after this video, is a market that is totally competitive. And by competition, as you'll see, we mean kind of in this context, particularly price competition. And what we have is a model called perfect competition. It is a model because no market is totally competitive. Likewise, there's essentially no markets that are total monopolies either. There's no market that's totally price competitive. So these mark the limiting cases. They show both the most and the least competitive market structures. In between, there's another couple. There's one, very annoyingly, called monopolistic competition, which has almost nothing to do with monopoly. It's actually very close to perfect competition. So it's an attempt to take the assumptions of perfect competition and create a market structure that's a bit more realistic. And the last one that we're going to look at is what's called oligopoly, which is kind of like a monopoly, but where we allow there to be some other big firms in the market as well. So those are the four market structures that we're going to look at. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our little firm, and we're going to say, okay, how will our firm behave in each one of those four different scenarios? So market structure just shows what is the competitive environment that a firm faces when taking its output and price decisions.